The biggest myth that has been told over and over again is that creativity needs freedom. Creativity needs only flow. Creativity is something that needs inspiration and motivation and comes from the core of your being. And a poet and a writer is someone who's searching for it and finding it, and they're so inspired to write. What if I told you creativity is all about discipline? And constraints, like any other kind of discipline, can actually improve your creative writing. Constraints don't just help you with creative writing, they also help you improve your creativity and your writing. In the first part of this video, I'll give you examples of really successful writers who've used constraints and the very specific techniques that have proven to be successful that you can use in applying to your writing. In the second part of the video, I'll actually tell you how you can use constraints to improve your creative writing. So not just help you, make you productive, not just a productive hack, but also something that improves your creativity and improves your writing overall. So in the first part, I want to give you this one name. This name is Anthony Trollope, and he wrote 47 Victorian novels. He also wrote several short stories, dozens of them. Another thing he did was he wrote travel stories as well. And he had one process. His process was to create a timer and put that timer on their desk. And for every 15 minutes, he had to write 250 words. That's it. This is the process that resulted in 47 novels. So he swore by the commitment to time and linking that time to a word limit. So he treated writing fiction, as something as using your strength to count stones or to carry bags from one place to another. Like, think of something extremely labor intensive, or washing the dishes, like how someone would be paid in a restaurant to serve. He treated writing exactly like that, like with the basic, by using the basic unit of time, which is a minute. What he did was he used 15-minute slots to create 250 words. So his process was to spare 3 hours every day. The first 30 minutes he would spend in writing. He would spend the first 30 minutes in going through what he wrote yesterday, and he'd just kind of revise a little and he'll get back into the flow. It was like the warm up time, the 30 minutes. And the remaining 2.5 hours, he would write 250 words every 15 minutes. So the timer is going tick, 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 and he's treating every 15 minutes as a deadline, and he's completing his word count. So all he needed to do was not focus on the quality, but just on the quantity. Getting words on paper, constantly getting words on paper. And that meant 2,500 words every day. That's a lot. A novel is minimum 40,000 words, like good novels, long novels could be up to 100,000 words. So at this rate, he could actually finish novels, editing, everything in less than 6 months. And he's creating every single day and he's in the flow. And if I tell you what his job was, you'd be surprised. He was a post inspector and he would make it to 9 a.m. shift at his office after finishing his writing. So you never have to wait for inspiration. I'll give you more examples. Victor Hugo is someone who decided, he was a French novelist, that he was getting too many social invitations. So he asked the person who worked at his house to take away all his clothes. So if he won't have any clothes apart from one shawl, really large shawl, he would have no reason to go out. And if he stays at home, he can finish his writing. There's another novelist from France. His name is Georges Perec. He decided to write a novel without the letter E. So he created a constraint to push his mind, his creativity, his ability to think beyond what would come to him in flow, to go beyond it and write something that was extraordinary because it was a prose created by certain constraints. It created an experience that was very specific. So the ability to omit things and take everything away, like social media, like internet, and just blocking time and connecting that time to the number of words you're getting on paper and removing every emotion, association, belief, any hindrance that you have about the quality of the words away, you actually become very creative. Now we come to the second part of this video. How can this improve your writing? Before I get into it, I'll show you something. There's audience, and almost everyone at the back of their mind, we've been conditioned, we've been programmed since we were children to think about what will the audience think, what will the audience feel, how will they act. We have someone in our mind when we are writing. We are thinking of the editor, the book agent, the person who we would really like to see them read our work, the person you're dedicating your creative writing to, the person you want to say something to, the muse, the friend, the lover, the whoever that person is for you, or just the world at large. This is the biggest constraint. And especially with the use of AI, most of it is showing you how to write for the audience, how to write something that works for the audience. So we tend to think differently. We tend to think, how do we write something that the audience will appreciate? And this is what kills creativity. You don't know what you think, what you feel, what gives you joy, what is creation to you, because unless it comes from inside, it's an inside out creation. It's not really creation, it's just people pleasing. It's just saying something that someone wants to hear. This has a role to play. This is an extremely helpful understanding to have when you're editing your work, because you need to see things from the audience perspective. Is it clear for them? Is it understandable for them? Is it something that's memorable for them? Is it too verbose? Is it too dense? Is it too flowy? Is it taking too much time? But you don't have to start here. What you have to start with is you. So, how is it that constraints help you, your creativity? What constraints do is they bring you in touch with your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. They force you, they put you in that container to actually admit what you truly think, what you deeply feel, what kind of action or behavior is natural to you. So maybe what you really want to write about is the tree outside your house, or an emotion that you felt that you've not shared with anyone, or a story that's stuck inside your mind and it's been coming in your dreams that you need to get it out onto the paper. It's your creativity, it's your story. What makes a story unique and what makes it truly creative is it when it's personal, when it comes from the inside. So, what you need to do by creating that constraint is forget about the audience and start thinking about you. And when you're putting deadline, you're actually pushing your brain and you're saying, audience is not important right now, I am. My creativity is. I'm a creator and I'm creating, and I'm in the process of creation right now. I'm creating myself, I'm creating the words that are coming out of me, and my words are expressing what I feel. So, this is what develops style. Creative writing is all about your authenticity, your style, your truth. So, the journey from here to here involves freedom to some extent, definitely, but it also involves going within. It involves discipline. It needs patience. It needs a process that you can commit to. Finally, I'll tell you where I have gotten by writing for 3 hours every day. I have followed Anthony Trollope's method on and off for last 8 or 9 years now. I've been able to write the act one of my novel. I have taken breaks in between. I've been writing as a journalist as well. So amongst everything else I've done and doing primary, secondary research, taking courses in novel writing and having a full-time job and doing other things, I've been able to commit. I've been able to write words after words after words after words by creating that container where there is no distraction. It's a constrained container. So if you're in the box of this bubble that you have created, you're actually in a state of flow because you're doing it over and over again. But if you're outside that box, you're kind of like creating more situations for writer's block to emerge. I'm not promoting this, but there's this design company in New York. It's called Freewrite. They make typewriters, and these typewriters don't allow you to connect to the internet. They use paper white screens. I have used this quite extensively as well. So the only purpose is that you write. You don't delete, you don't backspace, you don't edit, you don't overthink, you just create a timer. The timer is there and it's ticking, and with that ticking clock, you are writing words. Now you can modify this in order to make it work for you. There might be times that every 15 minutes, unlike Anthony Trollope, you might not want to write 250 words. But even if starting with 100 words, even starting with 1 hour, 2 hour, this is like creating a habit or a routine. It's like going to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym assuming that you will start lifting like the heaviest of weights from day one. It's like twice or thrice a week. You're sitting at the desk and you have a timer on and it's going tick, 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 and the words are coming out of you. And what you'll see after a few sessions like this, your creative writing will start improving. And you don't have to go outside for it. All you need to do is come inside, lock the door, get off the internet, have that dedicated time and space for writing, for working on your creativity. I also offer coaching for novelists and writers, especially beginners. You can click in the link and book a call with me. Get on a call. We can talk about where you're feeling like there is a block, where there is something that's inhibiting you, that's restricting you to express yourself freely with words. And we'll spend 40 days just working through everything and getting you in the mindset where you are writing what you need to write. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.